Morning, welcome back. You tried so hard and didn't get so far. In spite of the way they were mocking you, acting like you are part of their property. We're surprised you made it here, remembering all the times you fought against the world for them to be happy. Happy and the way they were before. You couldn't even recognize happy if it hits you in the face. Here's the thing. That's wrong for all of the how to be happy BS that's been shared 8 million times on Facebook in the past few years. Here's what nobody realized about all of this crap. The desire for more positive experience is itself a negative experience. And paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience. This is a total mind fudge. So I'll give you a minute to unwrap on your brain. And maybe tell that to yourself again. Wanting positive experience is a negative experience. Accepting negative experience is a positive experience. The idea that the more you pursue feeling better all the time, the less satisfied you become, as pursuing something only reinforces the fact that you lack it in the first place. Everything worthwhile in life is won through surmounting the associated negative experience. Any attempt to escape the negative, to avoid it, to quash it, or silence it only backfires. The avoidance of suffering is a form of suffering. The avoidance of struggle is a struggle. The denial of failure is a failure. Hiding all is shameful is itself a form of shame. Pain is an inextricable thread in the fabric of life, and to tear it out is not only impossible but destructive. Attempting to tear it out unravel everything else with it. To try to avoid pain is to give too many fudge about pain. In contrast, if you are able not to give a fudge about the pain, you become unstoppable. There is a simple realization from which all personal improvement and growth emerges. This is the realization that we, individually, are responsible for everything in our lives, no matter the external circumstances. We don't always control what happens to us, but we always control how we interpret what happens to us, as well as how we respond. Whether we consciously recognize it or not, we are always responsible for our experience. It's impossible not to be. Choosing not to consciously interpret events in our life is still an interpretation of events of our life. Crisis is no longer material, it's existential, it's spiritual. We have so much stuff and so many opportunities that we don't even know what to give a fudge anymore. You and everyone you know are going to be dead soon. And in the short amount of time between here and there, you have a limited amount of fudge to give. Very few, in fact. And if you go around giving a fudge about everything and everyone without conscious thought or choice, well, then you're going to get fudged. Life is essentially an endless series of problems. The solution to the one problem is merely the creation of another. No matter where you go, there's a 500-pound load of shite waiting for you, and that's perfectly fine. The point isn't to get away from the shite. The point is to find that shite that you enjoy dealing with. In my life, I've given a fudge about too many people and too many things. I've also not given a fudge about many people and many things. And like the road not taken, it was the fudges not given that make all the difference. Because when we give too many fudge, when we choose to give a fudge about everything, and then we feel as though we are perpetually entitled to feel comfortable and happy at all time, that's when life fudges us. Not giving a fudge does not mean being indifferent. It means being comfortable with being different. People get addicted to feeling offended all the time because it gives them a high. Being self-righteous and morally superior feels good. The more something threatens your identity, the more you will avoid it. My recommendation: don't be special. Don't be unique. Redefine your matrix in mundane and broad way. Choose to measure yourself not as a rising star or a discovered genius. Choose to measure yourself not as some horrible victim or dismal failure. Instead, measure yourself by more mundane identities such as a student, a partner, a friend, a creator. The narrower and the rare the identity you choose for yourself, the more everything will seem to be threatened to you. For that reason, define yourself in the simplest and most ordinary ways possible. This often means giving up some grandiose idea about yourself and you're uniquely intelligent or spectacularly talented or intimidatingly attractive, or especially victimized in ways that other people could never imagine. This means giving up your sense of entitlement and your belief that you are somehow owned something by this world. Romeo and Juliet is identified as romance in our culture today. It is seen as the love story in English-speaking culture, an emotional idea to live up to. Yet when you really get down to what happens in the story, these kids are absolutely out of their mind, and they just kill themselves to prove it. Being wrong opens up to the possibility of change. Being wrong brings opportunity for growth. Unhealthy love is based on two people trying to escape their problems through their emotion for each other. In other words, they are using each other as an escape. Healthy love is based on two people acknowledging and addressing their own problems with each other's support. Delay no more. Don't just sit there. Do something. The answers will follow. To be happy, we need something to solve. Happiness, therefore, a form of action. If you are stuck on a problem, don't sit there and think about it. Just start working on it. Even if you don't know what you are doing, the simple act of working on it will eventually cause the right ideas to show up in your head. Who you are is defined by what you're willing to struggle for. The best way to say fudge it is walk away. Just walk away. Travel is the best way to walk away. Travel is a fantastic self-development tool because it extrapolates you from the value of your culture and shows you that another society can live with entirely different values and still function and not hate themselves. The explosion of different culture values matrix that force you to re-examine what seems obvious in your own life and to consider that perhaps it's not necessarily the best way to live. Thank you. This is a glimpse into the book The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fudge. This book is written by Manson in 2016. If you like it, please comment, like and share. If you don't like it, please also comment and share. See you in the street.